The reason why priests should get married. My beloved brothers and sisters, today according to the book of Genesis 2 verse 18, the Lord God declared, "It is not good for man to be alone, I will make him a helper suitable for him." These words are not merely written on sacred parchment, they echo through the very corridors of human history. They whisper to us even now, telling us something deep about the heart of man. Loneliness can weigh upon the soul like a silent stone pressing on the chest, and companionship, holy, faithful companionship, has always been God's remedy. But what if, I ask you, a priest, the shepherd of God's flock, is left to wrestle with this loneliness alone? What if the very men appointed to nurture souls are denied the warmth of a family, the comfort of a wife, and the joy of children? Imagine for a moment a candle burning steadily in the night, but with no shelter from the wind. How long can it keep its flame alive? Welcome to Matters in Rome. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notifications bell for more videos. Now, let us go deeper. Do not rush away, for the truth you are about to hear may stir your heart in ways you never expected. Let us tell a story. In a quiet village not far from Rome, there once lived a priest who was known for his compassion. His parishioners loved him dearly. He baptized their babies, blessed their marriages, and buried their dead. But every night, after all the prayers were said, he returned to a lonely room. No laughter of children. No tender voice asking if he had eaten. Only silence. He often prayed, "Lord, am I less of a man because I wear this collar? Must I carry this hunger for companionship to my grave?" My beloved, this is not a story of rebellion but of reality. The priest, a man like any other, felt the God-given need for love and intimacy. And so the question arises, should priests be allowed to marry? Think of it this way. When you tie a strong rope to a tree, it holds fast, but if that rope is tied to nothing, it frays in the wind. Marriage can anchor a priest in the storms of life. A married priest understands family struggles firsthand, how it feels when money is scarce, when a child is sick, when husband and wife must forgive each other after a quarrel. Does this not make him better equipped to guide his flock, who face these same battles daily? Some may argue that celibacy is a higher calling, a complete offering to God. True, the Apostle Paul himself said in 1 Corinthians 7 verses 32 to 33 that the unmarried man is concerned with the things of the Lord, while the married man is concerned with pleasing his wife. Yet Paul never made celibacy a command. He spoke of it as a gift, not a rule to bind every priest for all generations. Now, pause and reflect. If marriage is God's design for man, why deny it to the very men who preach his word? Would Peter, the first pope, not rise in our midst and say, "I too was married, and yet Christ called me"? Let us not forget the power of example. Imagine a priest who blesses a marriage, not just with words, but with lived experience. When he preaches about fidelity, he speaks as a husband who has wrestled with it. When he counsels parents, he speaks as a father who has stayed up at night with a feverish child. His guidance no longer floats like clouds above his congregation, it strikes like rain upon thirsty soil. But here is where it gets both scary and funny. Some say, "Oh, if priests marry, they will argue with their wives before Mass, and come to the pulpit with sour faces." Imagine Father Angelo trying to preach about patience while his wife is sitting in the front pew shaking her head. Yes, it may bring a chuckle, but it also brings honesty. For in their struggles, priests would mirror the struggles of their people, reminding all that holiness is not perfection but perseverance. Brothers and sisters, this conversation